What is going on, guys? My name is Jonah Edwards. I'm the head coach of Magic Gaming, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about the best shooting badges in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. I know what you guys are thinking. You just got the game. You're not sure. You have a player with maybe up to 30 shooting badges. Which badges are most important, guys? I'm going to walk you through the issues with a few of these badges, what badges are the most important, and a few of them that you have got to turn on. There are a few new badges this year for shooting that are super important for those of you that know, blinders, things like that. So guys, we're going to really get into the depth of which shooting badges are best and which you do not need. For those of you that are new to the game, this is a video for you. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, as you can see, this is my player. For those of you that know, I have a big man on the game, so I do not have all the shooting badges. And these are the badges I currently have equipped with 14 shooting badges. A couple of these are pretty questionable. I could easily go from Deadeye to Hotshot, but we are going to go through each of these badges and talk about which one of these is good or which one of these is no good, guys. There are a few of these that are okay, a few of these that really are not useful at all. So let's get right into this here, guys. Antifreeze, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this one is pretty useless. There's no reason to have antifreeze at all, truly at all. Blinders, to me, is the best shooting badge on 2K21 Next Gen, guys. Blinders is super broken. You have got to have this one on at least gold to be most effective. But I'm telling you guys, if someone is on your hip, they're on your wing, you can shoot easily with them on your hip. There is no contest at all. They can jump, almost get the block, be in a position to get the block, and they still will get a no contest on the shot, max of like 10 to 15%. That to me is the most important badge in the game as far as shooting badges go. So guys, focus on blinders. That's one of those you should be upgrading early on to make sure you're getting that badge going. Next, we have catch and shoot. Catch and shoot is good still, guys. It still serves a purpose. I have this on bronze, as you can see. Even on, I'm a big man and I'm going to be shooting almost exclusively catch and shoot shots. The idea here, guys, is catch and shoot this year gives a few weird animations. So, if you upgrade this to gold Hall of Fame like you can, you will be able to shoot consistently. Yes, for sure, catch and shoot, but you will get weird catches and animations on your shooting shots. So I prefer to not have it up too high, as I don't want to get too many of those animations, but I still want to get the boost from catch and shoot that you do need. So I will have it on bronze. At the most, I would do silver. I would not go higher than silver, guys. You also don't really need catch and shoot this year for the most part. Builds are able to shoot pretty well, so you might as well have a few other areas that are going to help you a little better. So clutch shooter, guys, is not one I would prioritize. For those of you that may have a ton of badges, it may not be terrible on bronze, but I certainly would not prioritize clutch shooter at all, guys. It's definitely better than antifreeze, but it is not near as good as the other ones we've been talking about. So next we have corner specialist, which obviously helps you shoot from the corners. Guys, this one is not super necessary, as I think it's pretty easy to shoot from the corners. Bronze is what I have it on as my big man, and I shoot a lot of threes from the corner with this player, as I play the 4 and the 5 with this build as well. So I really do think you don't need it higher than bronze. 2K Lab has done a few tests on this, and they say that basically bronze is the most efficient part of this badge. If you have it on silver, it does slightly make you better in the corner, but is not worth the extra badge upgrade. Deadeye. So obviously this year, a lot of you know it is really easy to shoot. Sometimes you can green shots with yellow contest, 40, 50, up to 60% I've seen greened. So I know that seems crazy, but I tend to only leave it on silver max just on my player, though I do think this is a badge that if you have a lot of shooting badges, you should have on. Though I will say I have seen a lot of folks be able to green, and they don't necessarily need that Deadeye badge to green. So I don't think it's the most important badge, but I think it's definitely one that you should have on if you have a few extra badges. For those of you with 25 or 30 shooting badges in your tree, I think this is one you should definitely be putting on. Deep threes, in my opinion, if it's not the best, it's the second best shooting badge in the game behind blinders. It is super good this year, guys, especially for those of you that have the sharp takeovers. Because obviously you have that limitless on there as well, and then you can really shoot from super deep. Obviously I only get this on gold, as you can see on my center here, but obviously gold is great. I can still shoot from deep hash range, deep, almost a half court logo type range here, guys. Deep threes is one of the best badges. If you do not have it on, I urge you to put it on. Not only that, but it is also one of the easiest ways to grind the shooting badge tree. So I think it's super important to throw that one on for sure. Difficult shots, I do not have difficult shots on. For those of you that take a lot of leaners in the mid-range, this is a great badge to have. For you shot creators especially, this is a great badge to have. For those of you that shoot off of that separation move you can get with square or X depending on your console, obviously that is a good badge to have on. Like I said, I'm a center, so I do not have it on, but I would say difficult shots amongst all these other badges I do not have on would be the one I would put on next, as I do think it is a pretty quality badge, especially for you smaller guards that need to be able to get that separation, sometimes with leaners, sometimes with that step back animation like I said. So I would definitely consider difficult shots and say it is one of the better shooting badges in the game. Fade Ace. Actually, guys, I think Fade Ace is better than most people think. Fade Ace is actually one of those badges that you can use in a niche situation as a power forward. You throw this on gold, obviously you can hit that post fade a little more consistently. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, guys, but post fades are pretty quality shots still in this game. It's hard to get contests on them. They create a lot of separation. And believe me, guys, if you are a small forward or power forward that finds yourself having limited offense, this is a great badge to throw on, as it will definitely help you hit those post fades. I would say it's right up there with difficult shots, in the same tier as the badge that when I have 14, I'm not going to have it on, but if I had 18, I would probably have it on right there. So definitely a good badge there. We're going to go into Green Machine next. Guys, Green Machine is definitely good for those of you that have smaller amounts of badges. Like I've said here, Green Machine is not the most necessary badge. You definitely want it on at least bronze, and I have found that I've had games in rec or in pro-am where I've greened 6 or 7 threes in a row, and obviously I couldn't do that without Green Machine. I would get a full bar in there without Green Machine, but since I do have it on, I am able to green consistently. Obviously I would prefer to have it on gold, but I do prioritize these 3 badges for gold, as I think that they are the strongest at their own specific category. Stronger than Green Machine would be gold as well. So but Green Machine is a must-have shooting badge this year, just like it was in past years. Not a lot changes on Green Machine. It's still a great badge. So guys, Hotshot is another badge that is great. For those of you with more shooting badge options, Hotshot is very, very good. If you have this on Hall of Fame and you green about 2 or 3 threes, you will have your first bar of takeover already done. On literally 2 shots, you will have a full bar of takeover. For those of you that are going for team takeovers or going for double takeovers, if you have a sharp and a slasher badge, it's really, really hard to guard. Hotshot is a great badge to have, especially for those of you with 20 plus badges in shooting. I would make sure I have Hotshot at least on silver, gold. Probably still Hall of Fame if it is accessible on your specific build, guys. It is a great badge to have. Next, we have Hot Zone Hunter. Hot Zone Hunter, in my opinion, guys, is one of the best shooting badges in the game. It's right up there with D3s and blinders. It is a significant difference. Obviously, the toughest part here is you have to have hot spots to be able to utilize Hot Zone Hunter. But I'm telling you guys, it is worth it to get those hot spots. When you're grinding in my career for those shooting badges, make sure to shoot a lot in one spot and get those hot spots, as that badge is pretty effective and will do a lot for you. We're going to go into Ice in Veins. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything with my free throw percentage, guys. I'm a big man. For those of you that are shooters still, I know a lot of you guys are playing park and stage and things like that, so I don't think Ice in Veins is the most important, and certainly not one I would value even if I had 30 shooting badges. Rhythm Shooter, obviously, guys, isn't a bad badge. I think for those of you that have a guard that obviously is going to separate and create, maybe get an ankle breaker into a shot, it's going to help you shoot. But for a guy like me, I'm not going to have it on. For those of you with 30 badges, I can see the value in throwing it on silver, especially if you're one of those guards that is going to get ankle breakers, is able to kind of fry your defender. I think it definitely can have some value. But otherwise, guys, I would leave this one off. I think that there are still other better badges in this tree for sure. So the next one we're going to get into is Set Shooter, which obviously is not going to be great for a lot of you point guards. Going to be a lot better for a lot of you shooting guards that maybe even corner builds that have a second or two to load up before your shot. But I will say, guys, I did throw this on and I didn't really notice a huge difference. Personally, I think it's easy to shoot once you have your feet set under you already anyway, so I don't think this badge is super necessary. But for those of you that maybe have an extra badge they want to throw on and are not confident in your shot in the corner, it may make sense to put on set shooter. But like I said, it only works when you're able to take your time and set your feet for a second. So maybe not the best badge if you are one of those people that wants to, obviously get shots up quick, shoot right off the catch. Obviously not the best badge for you. Slippery off ball, guys, is actually pretty good. This year, I think harder, maybe more than ever, it's harder to guard dexes, wrap ups, things like that from guards and sharps. So, if you're one of those sharps that really feels like you have elite off ball movement, you maybe don't even need this badge, but it will work for you guys that need it. So don't necessarily not throw this badge on. I think for those of you that are able to get open effectively, this badge can even help that and boost that ability up a little bit. So if you have a lot of shooting badges and are not sure what to put on next, I think slippery off ball could be a good one for you guys, but obviously exclusively for those of you that move without the ball well. So for you guys that are more ball dominant or centers, for example, that aren't necessarily going to be dexing around off ball, obviously this would not be making as much sense for you. But for those of you that maybe are sharps on the wing that need that extra separation, this could definitely give you that boost you need. Next, we have sniper, which is obviously if you're going to be aiming your shots, I can see the value in this. Personally, I don't see the value in aiming shots. I think it's still easier to green with the shot meter and just hitting square or X and shooting and aim and timing it perfectly. So I personally do not believe in the sniper badge, but for those of you that aim shots, I can see why you would want this one on, but personally I would stay away, guys. Next, we have stop and pop. Boost shot rating on standstill three-pointers after dribbling. Guys, this is definitely not a bad one. Obviously, for those of you that are going to get open on the wing, maybe off a Curry slide, and then you shoot, this is literally what this badge is made for. It will help you green up at the top of the key. I did have this one on, and though I prefer to have it on Deadeye as a center, I can see as a guard how you would you see this badge as a must-have, especially in those transition situations where you have to quick stop on the wing, get your three up quickly. I can see how this one has a ton of value for you guys. So consider this one when you're putting on your badges, though I would still say, for example, difficult shots is probably a more practical badge for you guards. But if you have a few extra slots and you don't want set shooter, then definitely throw on stop and pop. Guys, okay, tireless shooter. This one is almost exclusively for those of you that have, that are dribble heads that maybe don't have the gym rat badge or don't have that +4 Gatorade boost. This one can definitely help you guys, but honestly, I don't think you should be taking a ton of threes when you don't have a lot of your meter of stamina there. Obviously, for you dribble heads, sometimes you're going to have that situation where you've dribbled for 15 seconds in a clock, and obviously you have a good open shot after killing your defender. So maybe this badge makes sense for you folks, but if you are not a point guard, this badge is not a badge you should put on at all. Don't see the value in it if you are going to have a lot of stamina at all. You will not need this badge. And the last one here, guys, we have volume shooter. As you shoot a lot throughout the game, you're going to be able to hit at a higher clip, and this badge does work, guys, for sure. But again, this is quite the niche badge, especially for you point guards that are high volume, high usage rate players. I can see why this one is a great badge to have. For those of you sharps, it'll shoot 8 to 12 threes a game. This is a great badge for you. But if you're shooting on average less than 6 threes a game, this is not a good badge for you guys. I'm telling you, this badge can look good, can feel good, especially when you play a pro am or rec game and you're in that fourth quarter and you're shooting your 12th three and it feels really good to have. But unless you're in that situation a lot, guys, it is going to be a lot more practical to have something like slippery off ball, difficult shots, dead eye, for example. Even step shooter or stop and pop are probably better, in my opinion, than volume shooter, unless you are a guy that's going to shoot 8+ or 12+ threes a game, which I know are some of you, not myself. So I personally will not have it on there as I put those badges back on Deadeye. All right, guys, so there you go. Those are the shooting badges in 2K21 Next Gen. And as I explained to you guys, those are the best ones. For example, blinders, deep threes, hot zone hunter, Deadeye, catch and shoot, corner specialist are all must-have badges. Green machine as well. A few others in there, as I explained, are pretty good in certain situations and for certain builds, and a few of them are really not useful at all this year, guys. So be conscious of what you're putting your badges on. But the good thing in 2K21 Next Gen is you're actually able to change your badges as much as you want. So in between games, if you felt like one badge didn't work well, you can literally just click and change and go on to the next one here, guys. So obviously a really good added bonus in 2K21 Next Gen. But we appreciate you guys coming through. Comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate all the support on these videos, and I will see you guys again soon. Thank you so much.